All right, so we are doing a paint estimate here in Woodstock. So a couple different sections of the house. The front has the wood siding, the garage doors, the handrails, and the siding itself. So the gutters are going to stay the same. The shutters, they're talking about going black because they want to paint the house white, which means all this needs to go white. The shutters will come off. I'm not sure if we'll have them or they'll put them up. That's still to be decided. The cedar on this side's not bad. The front, actually, it's not bad at all. There's a couple places you can kind of see where they had woodpeckers and they filled it in with great stuff, foam. And there's some other places it just needs to be caulked. And then above the garage doors, you can kind of see, I'm not sure what they did. There should have been some piece of trim there, but at minimum, that needs to be caulked to fill those gaps above the garage doors. And then on the side, they've replaced a couple boards. Not sure why, but you can kind of see some of the nails are popping. They have to go back. On this side, you can see a couple of different holes up there that have to get filled. Some of the boards that are cracked. I can find one right there. There's a board that's cracked. Personally, I wouldn't replace it. There's really nothing wrong as long as it's nailed in place. And we'll just take elastomeric caulk. We'll fill that in. Some of the places that have bad caulk jobs, we'll redo those. Again, another board that needs to be filled. Painting wise, they've got aluminum on everything, so it makes it nice for the tops because we can use paint shields. We can mask it, but you can just use an aluminum shield and stuff it between the siding and the aluminum. It'll fit right between there, so it saves time on using masking tape and paper and all that stuff. You can use a masking shield, mask it, and then paint everything else below. Makes it time-wise, makes it a huge time saver. And then this is definitely the worst side. Again, you can kind of see that orange. They've used great stuff, and I don't know what they put on there, but they put something on there. Above that window, it needs caulking. That one, each window, I don't know what they did, but it might have been caulking that came off, but it needs to be recaulked for sure. These boards will stay, she's talking about going white, so the windows will stay this putty color. Everything else will go white. And then again, filling some of these little minor holes, minor cracks, filling in with caulk. You can kind of see some of the boards in that corner over there where they're coming up a little bit. Little cracks just need to be filled. But overall, it's not too bad. 2 guys, it's a full week to get this done. They have a Trex deck, which we're not touching. I don't know how old it is. You can see it's faded, so people talk about, well, that's a different video. And then here's there you go. So you can see, I'm not sure what in the heck had its way with that wood right there, but it's just filling in with some caulk. It almost looks like a woodpecker or something got added, but I don't know, I can't quite tell. But something had at it where it just needs to be sanded and touched up, recaulked, primed. But again, 2 guys a week, and then longevity wise, this had flat stain on there. So personally, I had a house like this in Gilbert's that made this look really good. It hadn't been painted in about 20 years, and it was worse than chalky. It was the cedar. If you touched it and you weren't like this, it would come off in your hand. It was really bad. So we actually had to prime everything first with an adhesion promoting primer on all the siding, and then we did our paint. This one, it's good enough that we can just go after it with a solid body. We could use like Rain Refresh or Arbor Coat. Personally, on this, I would use Duration exterior. It'll last 10 years easy on this. It'll bond to everything because it's got a built-in primer that's really aggressive. It'll stick, it'll give sheen, and more importantly, it'll allow more of the weathering to not happen. The water will beat off a lot easier. If they go with white, it'll repel more. The more sheen you have, the more weather repellent it is that we have found. So personally, that's the product we would use for something like this. If you want information, I'll put a link in here we'll do a blog article on something like this too, so you can kind of read a little bit more in depth about it, which will include, typical costs for outsides of homes, which are anywhere between $6,000 to $12,000. Depends how much we have to do on this. So if there's a ballpark figure and what you can expect to spend on something like that is 6 to 12. It just depends. This one depends on what we're going to do with windows, siding, gutters, because if we're going all white, if we're hanging new shutters, taking out shutters, garage doors, what we're doing with the garage doors, there's a lot of variables that's going to affect this one at the end of the day. And I haven't added it up. I know it's in that range because that's pretty much where every house we have, it's in that range. If you got questions in general about painting your house, siding, windows, whatever, give us a call. Let us know how we can help. Hope you have a great day and God bless.